Good evening. I hope everyone is having a great start to their week. It's almost the end of the week, so ending of the week. Today is February 9th. We are still in the beginning of Black History Month, so I'm going to give you some Black facts to start it off. Let me see. So, on this day in Black history, W.E.B. Du Bois is born. A Black woman is elected Manhattan Borough President, and General Franklin Peterson is put in charge. So, 1868, happy birthday, W.E.B. Du Bois. William Edward Burghardt Du Bois, whom the world would come to know as W.E.B. Du Bois, was born in Barrington, Massachusetts, where he lived until heading off to attend college at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee. Du Bois' experiences in college opened his eyes to the severity of racial discrimination in the South. After graduating from Fisk, he returned north to attend Harvard University, where he earned a doctorate in 1895, the first African American to do so. Period. In one of his first published essays in a 1903 book, The Negro Problem, Du Bois wrote about the talented 10th, elite African Americans who would provide leadership for other African American communities. Du Bois would go on to write a slew of books and essays. On August 27th, 1963, at the age of 95, he died in Accra, Ghana, one day before Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech at the March on Washington. 1925, politician Louis Stokes is born. Louis Stokes was born to Charles and Louise Stokes in Cleveland. After the death of her husband, Louise Stokes spent her time cleaning houses to make ends meet while raising Louis and his younger brother Carl with her mother's help. In 1943, Stokes began a 3-year stint in the U.S. Army, which ended with an honorable discharge. Stokes returned home, where he attended Cleveland College of Western Reserve University and earned his law degree from the Cleveland Marshall School of Law. In 1968, Stokes made his first run for office, which began a decades-long political career as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. That was politician Louis Stokes, who I've never heard of. 1929, baseball catcher Elston Jean Howard was born. Elston Jean Howard was born to Emmeline Webb and Travis Howard in St. Louis. Howard led an active life as a child, but it wasn't until his teenage years that he was taken seriously as an athlete. While playing baseball, Howard was approached by Frank Tetnis Edwards, a former Negro leaguer and St. Louis Braves staff member. After persuading his mother, Howard played with the Braves over the summer. It was the beginning of many tryouts and roster spots with various teams. In 1965, Howard signed a $70,000 contract with the New York Yankees and became the highest paid player in the history of baseball at the time. Yes. 1965, Constance Baker Motley elected Manhattan Borough President. Constance Baker Motley was a civil rights lawyer who became involved with the movement after being discriminated against while attempting to enter a public library. Motley began her studies at Fisk University, then New York University, before earning her law degree from Columbia Law School in 1946. In 1964, Motley became the first Black woman elected to the New York State. Motley broke barriers once more after being elected the first female president of Manhattan Borough the following year. 1979, Frank E. Peterson Jr. named the first Black general in the Marine Corps. Frank E. Peterson Jr. was determined to serve his country despite racial discrimination. Peterson attended school in Topeka, Kansas, before attempting to join the U.S. Navy. In his first attempt, Peterson was asked to take the entrance exam over again because administrators believe he cheated. Anyway, in 1950, 2 years after the desegregation of the armed forces, Peterson enlisted in the Navy. 2 years later, Peterson, now a Marine, completed flight school and was commissioned as a second lieutenant. Peterson also became the Marines' first Black aviator. From there, the sky was the limit for Peterson. In 1979, he became the first Black Marine general officer, served as commanding general for the Marine Corps Combat Development Command, and in 1988, retired as the first Black 3-star lieutenant general. Peterson died on August 25th, 2015 of lung cancer. He was 83. So, there is your fix of some Black history. Not sure if you knew of these people. I didn't, except for W.E.B. Du Bois. But hopefully you learned something new. I know I did. And yeah, happy Black History Month. So today I wanted to do a quick just little message. I have another episode in mind, but I'm not going to do it this one. This is more so like a check-in, because I usually don't do an episode in the middle of the week, but I found this to be helpful to me, so hopefully it can be helpful to somebody else too. And I got it from Instagram, but it's also on Twitter too, and it's at Mitchell C. Clark is his name, and it's Let My People Glow, GLO. So under it says, what do you need this week? Don't think of this as a hypothetical question. Think of it as an opportunity to set your intentions. When you take time to listen to yourself and answer this question honestly, you set the stage for a week rooted in clarity and alignment. It just might change the way you experience life over the next 7 days. All right, so it says, I hope this week is kind to you. I hope you experience moments that you'll never want to forget. I hope you can see the universe responding to your consistent effort and genuine intent. I hope this week provides you with tangible proof that you're on the right track. I hope you see that all your hard work is paying off. I hope your optimism is restored. I hope your faith is rewarded. I hope this week brings you a deeper level of understanding. I hope you see yourself more clearly. I hope you trust yourself more fully. I hope you realize that you've always been enough. I hope this week gives you courage. I hope you see where you and your gifts are needed. I hope you recognize that your voice holds power. I hope you remember that perfection is the enemy of progress. I hope you understand that you can make the world a better place. I hope this week is everything you need it to be. I hope you find the answers you've been searching for. I hope your blessings come right on time. I hope that by the time this week is over, you realize that you had nothing to worry about in the first place. So I thought that was encouraging, and it might be something that someone might need to hear. I know it was good for me to hear. I actually listened to an episode on the Jerry Flowers podcast. I had already listened to it before, but I had wanted to re-listen to something. And what was the episode? It was Enjoy the Rain. And man, that was a good one, because it was like literally speaking about my situation. And that episode was released on January 23rd. And I remember listening to that episode because he talks about how when you ask, he started off by saying, be careful what you ask for, and be careful when you ask God for growth. Be careful when you ask God, please grow me, help me grow, and I want to be I want to go into my next step. I want to be a better person, whatever it is that you're hoping for, because once God hears that and he acts on it, one, you really can't go back. Two, that means the rain, you're gonna receive rain, and God wants you to enjoy the rain because it's a time of growth. It's a time of cleansing. It's usually a time when you will lose a lot of things and clear space for new things to come into your life. You can't he on to the old and still receive new. That's just the way it works with God, with the universe. So he just kind of reiterates the idea of like, be careful what you ask for, but also when you ask for it, you have to have complete faith. He talks about, I can't remember. I'm not an avid like Bible reader, so I just go off of what he says and like what my memory remembers. But he said something about like them being on a boat, and Peter, I think it was Peter, they basically were tested, right? They were on the boat and Jesus was asleep, and there was like a storm and the water was crazy, and they're like, how can you sleep through this? And Jesus is like, basically sleeping through, because he already knows that they're going to be okay, and like what's to come, and like how it's all a part of the plan type of thing, and you have to relax, and they can't relax, and they're all like frazzled, simply frazzled, because they're unsure about what's going to happen to them. They don't know if they're going to be okay and how things are going to plan out, and he's knocked out, they said, and like snoring. And they're like, how can you sleep at a time like this? And it's like, basically, it's like having faith in yourself, having faith in God, and knowing that through every storm, there is a rainbow at the end, and the sun will come out again, and this is all temporary, and this is all needed to help you get to where you need to be. And so somehow, I can't remember again the whole story, but he was saying how somehow Jesus ends up in the water, like they see like a shadow or something like that, or a dark figure, and they're like, who is that? And then he's like saying, if you know, I'm pretty sure, like he was like, if you know who I am, or something like that, or basically, if you trust God, trust that I'm from God. And again, forgive me if I'm butchering this, because I'm just doing off of memory, but long story short, like they see the figure, and they figure out, Peter recognizes that it's Jesus or something like that, or something that Jesus said that Peter remembers to make him remember, like to figure out that it's Jesus. And so he's like, come to me. He's like, walk to me. Now they just saw him, he's standing on the water, so he's like walking on water, and they're like already amazed by that. And then he's like, yeah, come over here, and like telling Peter to come. Now it's like a whole big like storm or whatever, and not obviously, but at that time Peter doesn't realize that he can walk on water as well. And so at first he hears Jesus say that, and he like goes to him, and he starts walking, and he's walking on the water, but then he looks over and he sees like the wind or something, or the storm is coming, and then he stops being able to walk on the water, and he's like crying for help and stuff like that. And Jesus is like, because you lost faith in yourself, that's why you can't walk on the water anymore. And basically the point of it is like, you need to walk by faith and not by sight, because if Peter had focused on Jesus and just getting to where he needs to be, and believing that he can get there no matter what's going on around him, if he just had faith in himself and his abilities, and that everything will work out, then he would have been fine to walk on the water. But once you start looking at what's around you and looking at the potential problems, you allow fear to get in the way, and the fear is what broke his focus and his ability to walk on the water. So what the point of that sermon was basically like to not let fear take over no matter what your situation is, and to walk by faith, but also enjoy the rain, walk by faith, faith over fear, basically faith over fear. And I'm pretty sure I've done an episode titled that, faith over fear. And something else, I felt like something else in my head just came. Faith over fear. You have to trust in the future, and trust in whatever's going on, really. No matter what it's looking like around you, and sometimes it's going to be a lot of uncertainty, but don't let the storm throw you off course. Walk by faith. Walk by faith, not fear. Walk by faith, not sight either. Don't pay attention to what you see in front of you, because we can only see so much as humans. And we can't see the future, and the future is, you have to believe that everything is happening for you, not to you. That is something else that I am learning to remember, to practice and tell myself, is that, like, even as of recently, like I was kind of alluding to a situation that I'm going through. At first, my ego was talking like, why is this happening to me? And then I was able to calm down and meditate and really allow myself to process the feelings and stuff. And realize that it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And there's always a lesson to be learned in any situation that you're in, good or bad. So this is the time, at least for me, I need to take the time to really ask myself, my higher self, reflect on things that have happened that led me to where I am and to where I need to go, and more so find the lesson before I go to the next step. Because usually that's what the universe needs you to do, is like to remember how you got here, remember everything that you've learned, and take it with you, and be ready in the next step, and be ready for the next step, and be open to what that may look like, and being open to new possibilities that maybe you haven't even thought of yet. So I found that to be an interesting sermon. Again, that's the Jerry Flowers podcast. I really like that podcast. You can always check it out. It's on Spotify and Apple Music, and like wherever you can find podcasts. But yeah, I just wanted to do like that quick check-in, because I've just been I saw that tweet, my bad, and I thought it was a nice message, and I've been really just in a space where I feel like I've always been grateful for the people that are in my life that are a support system, because my support system, I feel like isn't always that big, but the ones that are my support system is always consistent. And lately we just had a full moon in the Leo, and what I saw about that was like it's a time where things are being revealed to you, as far as like not only things that need to go and stay, but also like being aware of your surroundings and the people in your life, and do they actually support you, and are the things, just is your surrounding, everything in your life, is it supportive of you and your dreams, or is it taking from you? And being able to not only recognize, but be thankful for the people that stay. I think that that's something that I am learning recently, is like I am so grateful for the people who stayed, and the people who check in on me, and who, even if it's just a simple text message or a phone call, or a message on like DM or something. Like I've gotten a few that these are people that aren't even related to me, and I haven't even told them what's going on, but they just, send me a message like, hey, I'm just checking on you. And I'm so grateful for those, because and it's crazy because it always happens at a time where I'm like kind of in a mood where I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Like trying to figure out stuff and kind of getting not overwhelmed, but just like trying to go through my feelings. And those are the times when I end up getting just a nice sweet message. I had a friend who messaged me today. We talk all the time on Instagram, and we like joke back and forth or whatever, but he was going through a tough time, and I hadn't even told him what was going on with me. But as soon as he told me that, I just sent him, warm wishes, and I checked in with him. And then today I let him know what's going on, and he sent me like some really uplifting messages. So, and he said, trust God's plan. And it was just really helpful. And stuff like that makes me really appreciate people that these people aren't even related to me. Like that, I'm not in a relationship with these people. Like there is nothing that they gain necessarily from me, I would think, at least besides like my friendship or my conversation. But the fact that they send warm messages like that is really helpful. So, and it's really appreciated, super appreciated. Even someone that I had interviewed on my podcast, and I was on her podcast too, shout out to Bianca. She messaged me to check in and hope that I'm doing well, and that was so helpful and like just much appreciated. So thank you again to her. And again, check out her podcast, Twins it's like the Ignite the Flame podcast. But yeah, so I just feel like I'm going through the motions. Like today was kind of like a high and low type of day. But every day is something to learn and to be thankful for. I think that's something that I saw a TikTok. This very strange. Like I think I posted it on the Black Hippie Lounge podcast because I kept seeing the same message. I posted it on my story. It's like, trust God always, no matter what your situation looks like. Trust that the Lord will make a way. Pray and leave it in his hands. God will not let you fall. You are covered. He has bigger and better plans for you. Trust in him. Keep the faith and keep being a faithful servant. You are protected. And then some other stuff too. And only reason why I posted that because I saw that same message like 5 times, not necessarily in a row, but 5 times today. I was like, okay, clearly you're talking to me, but maybe somebody else might need it too. And I saw that, and I'm gonna also post, of course, I love me some Erykah Badu, and she had a video where she's saying anything that is for you, you shall have it. It's not gonna miss you. So keep working, and basically saying like everything that is aligned for you is coming and you can't miss it. Like I think I said it in the last episode, like what's for you, you can't miss it and you can't mess it up. You can't mess up your future because we don't have that much power. So I'll post that one from Erykah too on my either I'll post it on my story or I'll post it with this episode. But either way, I'm always trying to come with love and light, positivity, but also I keep it real. Like I'm not always love and light. Like I'm very cool, calm, and collected, but at the same time, I've said how I have some anxiety and that I'm learning to work with it. I don't have all the answers. I just share what I can, and I try to be as transparent as possible with my episodes and my messages, because I figure that if I need it, or if I'm talking about it, or I'm thinking about it, then isn't maybe at least one other person might be dealing with the same similar type of situation or something, needing some type of uplift. So I definitely appreciate all of you guys, anybody who listens, even if you just listen for the first 2 minutes or you listen to the whole thing. If you give me a 5-star rating or a 2-star, even though I haven't got no 2 stars, I only got 5, so but if you repost my story, if you buy something from my store, or you just send me a message, or you just like a post, like anything is greatly appreciated, because this is still new to me and I'm just doing what I can and doing my best at it. And also I do enjoy doing it, so it's not necessarily, I don't do it for other people, I do it for myself. Like I've said that before, like a lot of these episodes and stuff, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm really talking to myself, because I like to hear myself talk, I guess, and I feel like I have a lot. Sometimes I just have so much in my brain that I have to say it out loud. So that I think that's really what rooted me to do the podcast, is because I've always been that friend or family member that people come to for advice and just like uplift. I'm always trying to speak positivity in something and switch something around to stay, optimistic. So, and I try to do that with myself too, even though a lot of times we can be our worst critic. And as a Virgo, that's definitely, something that I struggle with, but I'm definitely getting better at it. But I wholeheartedly appreciate everything that I have today. Like, things could be so much worse, and I'm grateful for the where I am and where I've been, where I'm going, and what's to come. It's still the beginning of the year. It's only February, and it already, to me, feels like I am about 6 months in, just because of what's happened so far. But when I think about that it's only February, I'm actually very grateful, because I have so much time. So I'm excited, super, super excited for the future and what's to come. And I hope you are as well. And I hope you look to the future with bright eyes, and you keep an open mind, keep an open heart, stay faithful, not only to whatever it is that you believe in, stay faithful to yourself, for your higher self, love on yourself, practice self-love, self-care, take care of those who take care of you. I think this is a time where we got to be a little bit selfish. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm at. And what I've been learning in this season is, like, take care of you and take care of those who take care of you. And those who don't, like I said before, thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you to the people who have reached out to me, and to say, to say, how are you doing? Or check in and see how I'm doing. Or I just said that. Check in and see how I'm doing, or just sending, love or anything like that, any type of positive energy. And also thank you to the people who have not, and the people who have, some people who I've noticed have just like disappeared on me, or just not really giving me the energy that I usually give to them. I thank them too, because you have opened my eyes to not only the fact that you're done, maybe not you're done, but that's ego talking. No, open my eyes to, like, who needs to stay and who needs to go. You see, sometimes seasons are up, and you got to be thankful for the times that you have with people. And also remember, you're not coming with me to the next step. You're just not. You're being left on this elevator floor, and I'm going to the next one. And you have to always be thankful for the good and the bad. Everything is for your higher self and your greater good and for your growth. You just have to remember that. You have to remember that. No matter how good things are looking, it could always switch. No matter how bad things are looking, it can always switch. So whatever side you're on, just be thankful. When you're on the bad side, be thankful that you're experiencing it, because you know that the good is coming. When you're on the good side, be thankful that you're experiencing it, because you could always go bad. And that's something to remember with anything: relationships, friendships, work, school, life. Like, life can change. Life be lifing. Life be lifing. Let me tell you. So whatever you see, through all the rain and the pain, you gotta be able to keep your sense of humor, and you gotta be able to smile through all of it. Yes, that is a Tupac quote, but just stay focused, stay enlightened, and keep going, because you're gonna make it. We gonna make it. So as always, I'm your host, Chanel. This is Black Hippie Lounge. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. If you haven't already, rate and review the podcast, and follow it on any major platform that you may listen to, including Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you can, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Black Hippie Lounge. You can also check out my website, where you can purchase merchandise, including t-shirts and hoodies. For now, I will be expanding, but I'm working on it. And message me if you have anything that you want to talk about. You want to be a guest. I'm open to guests, because I'm looking for some guests, because I haven't done that in a while. So as always, meditate, manifest, invest in you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care of yourself. Smile, and know that everything will be okay. You're gonna fight through the storm. Remember, walk by faith, not fear, and don't let anything or anybody hold you back. You determine your future. So take hold of that, and remember, what's for you is coming. Nobody can throw that off course. Again, what's for you cannot miss you. So enjoy where you are until you get to the next level. Take care. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel.